Welcome to the 2013 USA Pro Cycling Challenge. I'm Joe Lindsay for Bicycling Magazine, alongside Frankie Andreo. We're doing race radio, breaking down the Stage 5 time trial. We're coming to you from Solaris Plaza in Vail, start of the time trial, and for Frankie, it was the same time trial as 2 years ago, and slightly different result this time around. As 2 years ago when they had this time trial, 1-2, Levi Leipheimer and Christian Vande Velde were separated by about half a second. Here today, TJ Van Garderen, your stage winner, was over a minute ahead of any of the other GC guys. The only guy who could even come close to him was Andrew Talansky, who wasn't a factor for the overall.
And when Andrew Talansky set that screaming time, I didn't think anybody was going to come close to him. I mean, it was an amazing time. It was like 40 seconds faster than what Levi had set in 2011. I was like, this is untouchable.
Yeah.
But then TJ showed he's the strongest guy in the race, and for good reason. Beat it by 4 seconds. And if you take away those two guys are heads and shoulders above everybody else.
Absolutely. On today they were. Yeah.
You go from third down, it gets really, really close. And the beautiful thing about a time trial is there's not a whole lot to analyze. There's no tactics, there's no teamwork, there's no drafting, who did what. You just got to go up the hill really quick. And so if you look at the general classification, the guys if you take away Andrew and TJ, the next 5 guys all lost about a minute, very close together. The next set of guys all lost about 2 minutes, very close together. A couple exceptions there. Lucas User had a very bad time trial, ended up losing 3 minutes and dropping down a lot. On the other side, Lawson Craddock,
fantastic ride.
Unbelievable ride, jumps up a bunch to be able to move into 7th overall. I don't even know how he's in 7th overall, as strong as he's riding and where he lost the time, but a fantastic ride by that young kid.
You know who I'm also impressed with is Lachlan Morton, who did a hell of a lot of work yesterday on that climb into Bachelor Gulch, and he turned in a very good time today. He will keep the best young riders jersey here. But yeah, like you said, not a lot to break down. I mean, TJ is clearly the best rider in the race, and then there's a group of guys who are about a minute back, and then there's another group of guys who are another 2 minutes back. So he came in here just like he did in California, and he showed that when he has the confidence and the form to win, that he can put it together. So now he's put together 2 great stage races in the U.S., and
it's not over yet.
We'll see. Well, that's true.
It's not over yet. We still got tomorrow with a massive climb, which is Estes Park, and what's the climb before that?
It's Devil's Gulch.
Devil's Gulch. And it comes right in the middle. 115 miles. It's a long stage. Massive climb in the middle, but from the top, 60 miles to the finish. Forever to get to the finish. I don't know if the stage hunters are going to be able to stay away, or if the sprinters are going to try to ride for a sprint. And that's a toss-up for me. I'm not sure how that's going to handle.
That's the thing, is because you've got that long climb that comes in the first part of it. So you're going to see the early break go away. But at 115 miles on day 6 of the race, will they have the ability to stay away? And then once they get down close to Fort Collins,
they'll have the ability to stay away. It depends who's going to have the ability or the motivation to chase.
Yeah.
It comes down to chasing. If you're in the break, you're going to stay away unless someone chases you back.
But with the long downhill out of Estes Park, there's going to be probably, if somebody wants to chase, it's going to come back together. Once they get to Horsetooth Reservoir, then there's a bunch of you look at the profile, there's a bunch of little shark teeth there. That's the kind of thing where somebody who's been saving their legs is motivated. If the gap comes close, then you could have some counterattacks. That's where things will really start to get interesting. So I think we're going to see the classic tug-of-war between a breakaway and a sprint finish. And, if it comes down to a sprint finish, can you bet against Peter Sagan?
I wouldn't bet against Peter Sagan, and Danielson, he really wanted to move up into 2nd place. He just missed it. He was a little bit disappointed. We might see a little bit more aggressive, not more aggressive, but some aggressive tactics from Garmin tomorrow. Last chance, they have nothing to lose. So, right now, it's pretty impressive. And then Azevedo did a decent time trial, but it'd be the first time where he doesn't make the podium in a U.S., I don't call it a Grand Tour, but in the U.S. Tour, because he's going to probably end up finishing 4th.
Right. So anyway, that's Race Radio from Stage 5. Tune back in tomorrow for Stage 6 from Loveland to Fort Collins.
Stay dry for the time trial, but it's raining for us here now.
Yeah.
Typical.
That's why it stayed dry is because I tweeted that it might rain.
Yeah, and plus we brought our rain jackets during the race.
So they can thank us.
Exactly.